5 myths and facts about people who have longer tongue. The length of one's tongue is often associated with various myths and assumptions. In this video, we will explore and debunk some of these misconceptions surrounding people with longer tongues. We will examine 5 common myths related to having a longer tongue, and provide factual information to counteract them. Myth number 1, people with longer tongues are better at kissing. Fact: kissing is a complex act that involves more than just the length of the tongue. While it's true that a longer tongue may allow for more flexibility and maneuverability, the technique and communication between partners are crucial to a great kiss. Moreover, it's important to consider other factors like oral hygiene, breath, and personal preferences. It's also worth noting that what feels good to one person may not feel good to another. In short, having a longer tongue doesn't automatically make someone a better kisser. Myth number 2, people with longer tongues are more likely to have speech impediments. Fact: while it's true that some people with longer tongues may experience speech difficulties, this isn't always the case. Speech impediments can be caused by a range of factors, including neurological conditions, hearing loss, muscle weakness, or structural abnormalities in the mouth and throat. The length of the tongue itself isn't necessarily an indicator of speech ability. It's also worth noting that many people with longer tongues do not have any speech issues at all. If you or someone you know is experiencing speech difficulties, it's important to consult with a healthcare provider to identify the underlying cause and seek appropriate treatment. Myth number 3, people with longer tongues can lick their nose. Fact: while it's true that some people with longer tongues may be able to touch their nose with their tongue, it's not a given. The ability to touch your nose with your tongue depends on factors like tongue flexibility, jaw shape, and individual anatomy. However, this ability isn't exclusive to people with longer tongues. People with shorter tongues may also be able to do it, while some people with longer tongues may not. It's also worth noting that touching your nose with your tongue isn't a necessary or particularly useful skill in most cases. Myth number 4, people with longer tongues are more likely to snore. Fact: there is no evidence to suggest that the length of the tongue has a direct impact on snoring. Snoring can be caused by a range of factors, including nasal congestion, obesity, alcohol consumption, and sleep apnea. While it's true that some people with sleep apnea may have a larger tongue or tonsils, this isn't always the case. In fact, there are many people with longer tongues who do not snore at all. If you or someone you know is experiencing snoring or sleep apnea, it's important to consult with a healthcare provider to identify the underlying cause and seek appropriate treatment. Myth number 5, people with longer tongues are more likely to be able to roll their tongue. Fact: the ability to roll your tongue is determined by genetics, not the length of the tongue. While some people with longer tongues may be able to roll their tongues, this is not a universal truth. Similarly, many people with shorter tongues can also roll their tongues, while others with longer tongues cannot. The ability to roll your tongue is thought to be a dominant genetic trait, which means that it's influenced by the genes you inherit from your parents. However, the exact genetic mechanism behind tongue rolling is still not fully understood. In any case, the length of the tongue is not a reliable indicator of tongue rolling ability. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.